My name is Tyler Fornes, and I am one of the co-hosts of the Good, the Bad, and the Hungy AEW podcast here on the Voice of Wrestling Podcasting Network. We take a broad scope approach to the world of All Elite Wrestling and the entire universe of Tony Khan. We talk about the big matches, the big stars, the promos, the storylines, and we also look at it from a big picture perspective. How are things going to change over the course of the next 10 years with AEW still in the picture? How are companies like WWE going to adapt and adjust to AEW? Are they going to be a similar way like they did with WCW in the late 1990s? Will there be a counterpunch? We talk about all of that and more on The Good, the Bad, and the Hungy every week on the Voice of Wrestling Network.
Hello, Voices of Wrestling listener. Dave Ryan here. Have you ever wondered to yourself how many hidden gems are hidden away inside the last years of World Championship Wrestling? Have you ever asked yourself how many tenuous gags can be made about the name Mike Enos? And have you ever thought about what it sounds like for two Irishmen to interpret a very chaotic company through its B-show? The answers to all this and more are just a click away. Check out Days of Thunder every second Thursday on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Here we go! Kiss me like an love so that mama call me. Whoa, whoa, kimiが片思い恋が走り出したら
You're listening to the Emerald FlowShow on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network.
Welcome to episode 97 of the Emerald FlowShow. We're a podcast on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network. You can follow us on X and Blue Sky at Emerald FlowShow, and you can listen to us on all of your favorite podcast apps and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And if you're feeling generous, you can go to voicesofwrestling.com/donate to donate to the show. I'm Gerard, back with Paul, and Paul, it's been an interesting last couple of weeks as we end the year of a very interesting year, for lack of a better term, in Japanese professional wrestling.
Yeah, no, it's been kind of a very weird year. I think, especially for like All Japan Noah, where I just like 2 days ago I recorded I was on the big Wrestling Omakase, Vessel Kingdom week preview shows where we went over a bunch of shows. And one of the things John did there was they asked us to assign letter grades to all of the different promotions we were talking about. So I would actually be curious, what letter grades would you give All Japan and Noah for this year?
All Japan C+, Noah B-.
Okay, yeah, fair. That's basically in line with what I did. I also gave Noah a C-, and I gave I gave Noah a B-, and I gave All Japan a C. I think we're basically in line there, because with Noah, my thing was they kind of ran out of steam, but they finally made a drawing ace and everything, and I think the first half of the year was pretty good. And then All Japan was just kind of just existed basically, and
Yes.
just was kind of like they had some tragic stuff, but like some of that was like obviously like the whole Nagao thing isn't really on them and shouldn't factor into that. And then like the booking is just kind of like, it's like I can't really, like, aside from booking some terrible people, like I can't really disagree with the booking decisions otherwise. So it's just, yeah, it was just very much a C because there was nothing blow away in ring.
Oops, I accidentally muted myself.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I wasn't sure if I'd lost you or not, so I'm still waiting for a second.
No, I was gonna say, you said some of the booking was just there, and I thought their biggest mistake was letting June be the Triple Crown champion too long.
Oh, yeah, no, like I fully agree that like with it until they did the like brother versus brother match, but then yeah, he held it for like too long after that. He realistically should have like lost it on the next offense, and then I would probably feel different about the title reign than I did by the end, where I was just glad it was finally over.
Well, to be fair, at least they did not put it on Yuma Aoyagi.
Yeah.
He might actually have gotten into his accident as the champion, and that would not have been good.
That would have been really, really bad. That would have been like ending the year on like the one of the like worst possible ways. And now it's just, it kind of fucked up World Tag League, but then otherwise it probably didn't do too much damage, since I have the feeling Nomura was leaving anyway.
Yeah, well, because they were going to do the farewell match.
Yeah,
and Real Blood and everything like that. And Nomura's not booked on anything going forward, so that is, in fact, seems to be correct. But which is unfortunate. But they might call him back, but they should have. We don't know what's going on there, but they should have just tried hard.
Yeah. I mean, it is the weird thing where nobody else is really booking him either, right? Like Noah like had him on a bunch of limit break shows, but then also never really seemed to be willing to like go further with him than that. So who knows what's happening with him?
Yeah. So we move on to, I guess, our first bit of news that we will go quickly on, because I don't think there's much to say. It speaks for itself. But Great is shutting down its YouTube subscription service at the end of the month, which is funny because I unsubscribed anyway a couple of days before.
Yeah, mine had unfortunately already rolled over, so I will give them money for one more month, and that'll go away by itself. I guess that makes it easy at least.
Yes. Paul, what does this mean? Is this a strategy, or is this just like, is it a new strategy? Because people think that, oh well, they did this to get more people to go to their shows live.
Yeah.
But it actually, their business got worse.
Yeah.
As this thing continued. And so what do you think? Is this just a marketing strategy pivot, or is this like the beginning of the end?
Could be both, to be honest. I mean, like I said, they do still have bookings in 2025. So we know that they aren't going to be like immediately gone, right? But I could also imagine that maybe a bunch of the people that were like paying for the subscription service might have been like, like Shima hardcores, basically. That Shima is gone.
I think, was it reported that their subscribers declined, or was that just what we speculated?
I mean, we could check what their like YouTube account is doing, like if that one is like losing like subscribers or not. Let me double check that actually. But I could also imagine that maybe it was, I could very well see that. I mean, as dumb as they are, they're not that stupid that they don't see the really obvious thing of like, we had a little bit of momentum, right? And then we went behind this paywall, and now we have like nobody. Like now there's just nobody actually like watching our shows. Like now there's even less people coming to the shows, and like the income that they got from it very likely wasn't worth it, given that like most of the stuff that they posted behind the paywall got like 7 likes. So it wasn't making any money. So the obvious pivot is to just go and just make it free, right? Like anything else just doesn't really make any sense. Okay, let's see. Their subscribers have basically been like, they lost a little bit of subscribers in like April and October this year, but it's pretty negligible numbers. I mean, I will say this. Growth has definitely slowed down a lot. Like, they didn't grow at all this year in terms of like YouTube subscribers. Whereas in previous years, not like they had like great growth most of the time, but there was like at least consistent growth, like month over month. Whereas, yeah, like this year they had 2 months where they actively lost people. And then really at most they gained 200 subscribers a month. So not great for sure.
Mm-hmm. No. And Shima will be gone. And who's to say who else will be leaving, although there's no word on that yet. And surprisingly, I'm kind of also surprised that Hayato Tamura and Yu Iizuka both returned.
Yeah. I mean, who knows if they're actually going to stick around though.
Yeah, for sure.
Though then again, if they weren't sticking around, why even return and not just quietly just, extend your like injury a little bit longer and then leave.
Yes. So was returned to Pro Wrestling Noah. Some big news that I forgot to put on the run sheet, but I got it here. Sizable financial turnaround for Cyber Fight. They only lost 14 million yen this year versus 212 million yen the year before. And the way that this is being sort of promoted on Kakudo Log, which is like a sort of pro wrestling and MMA website in Japan, is they call it the Ozawa effect.
Oh, the like financial turnaround?
Yes.
I mean, fair. I mean, I think that's accurate.
Well, there was also some clear cost cutting too.
Yes, no, I mean for sure, but I mean I would say that they're probably ahead of where they like intended to be in terms of like their like cost cut, like right, because they probably didn't assume that like they were going to sell out all of these buildings that they booked this year.
What 14 million yen is what 100 and is only like
I think it's less than 100,000.
Yeah, that's not
like
bad.
with the exchange rate. Like the exchange rate is like at least like yen to euro is like 1 to 150 now. So like that would actually be like, so that's like less than 100,000 euros loss. Which I mean, we were talking about it before, where like the financials don't look as bad because Cyber Fight is so large, or Cyber Agent is so large. But now we're literally in like rounding error, like lost territory.
Yeah, it's rounding error. Like, it's basically break even.
Yeah, like and we have to factor in that like this is giving like content for Abima that presumably Abima isn't really paying Noah for. So I would assume that, well, like I haven't really checked in a while, but like I assume whatever like numbers Noah does on Abima, like getting paying for something similar would cost like Cyber Agent way more than 90,000 a year. So they can definitely afford that.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see if they just hold steady or they give them more budget or what. But I would just say I think it's fine as long as they just keep pushing the younger talent.
Yeah.
I
think you can give them a little bit more budget, but obviously don't go back to the like schedule you had earlier where you ran like just an absurd amount of buildings that were way too large.
In front of that's probably saved them.
Yes, right? No, for sure. Like the booking, like the fee venues probably went way down this year.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get into then the Noah shows at Korakuen, which has become their sort of stomping grounds, doing well. So it's the Kaito Kiyomiya debut 10th anniversary of the Frenzy Decade on December 7th at Korakuen in front of 1,290 fans, which, is fine for a Tuesday, and it's not like a big time. Like, it's really only the title matches that draw. So I think this is actually kind of respectable, given all that on a weekday. So a decade later rematch, Kaito Kiyomiya defeated Hitoshi Kumano in 829 with the Skywalk elbow because he debuted against Kumano 10 years ago. And Kumano, I guess, obviously, like he had his eye injury, but he has wrestled a couple of times and he's still like decent for a part-timer, I'd say. But it was a fun little beginning, and Kaito just wrestled in his old green rookie tights.
Yeah, I thought this was fun. It was like, I mean, it was really just kind of there to be like a feel-good match, basically, right? So yeah, no, I thought this was like a nice thing. And I mean, I have a feeling that Kumano has like no interest in like being a regular anymore. Like I think he got like a job and everything outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wouldn't be against seeing him more regularly. Like he's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Then next up, we had the Yudo Koyanagi debut match. Daiki Yodoshima defeated Yudo Koinagi in 7:43 with the rolling Olympic Hell Zero. And what a good debut.
Yeah.
Go wrong against Odashima, right? And they debuted him against Odashima because he's going to be the junior of this group of three. And it was a very solid, good debut match, which then takes us to the Midori Takahashi and Hiroto Tsuruya debut match. And Hiroto Tsuruya defeated Midori Takahashi in 8 minutes with the crab hold. And this was also a very good opener for two guys debuting. I quite enjoyed it for what it was. And these guys could be generational rivals because, Tsuruya is clearly the star of this rookie crop, and Midori Takahashi has an asshole face.
It's gonna be Kawada.
Yeah.
No, I really like what they did here with the bookings. Like, I can't really say anything about the three of them just yet because obviously there's need to see a bit more of them. But I mean, if plans shake out the way Noah has, I think it was very smart to like book these two matches specifically because again, like the Daiki Odashima versus like Yuta Koyanagi match, like that's gonna be like a junior title match, like down the line most likely. So you can I can already envision them like using that for video package. Same with the other one, like the Tsuruya and Takahashi match, where like you can already see them like whenever these two like face off in like a big match that like they're gonna like use footage from this match in that video package. So yeah, I think it was very smart to put these against each
for sure. And we think there's more rookies to be debuting too, right? Out of the three,
yeah, there's one guy that got injured but is still training. So, but like I think Marufuji said that basically he's like out with injury, but he like wants to return essentially. Like one more rookie. And I think another one has quit the dojo. And I do think I think there's more people in the dojo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a very, very good sign.
Insane turnaround from where we were like 3 years ago when like this was like the promotion with like Kaito Kiyomiya being like the only guy on the roster under 30.
Yes, it's funny. But I feel like it's interesting that like, no, this is probably going to well, I mean, we've already talked about him a few extensively on the show, but this definitely is going to leave Junta Miyawaki and Kai Fujimura as the last generation.
Oh yeah, basically. I mean, I think Kai maybe has like a little bit more hope left, but I think Junta is just like the way they just did that angle where like Hiromu beat Junta and then Daiki Odashima comes out was like the most any company has ever been like fucking whatever the name of the kid was in like Toy Story of like, I'm not interested in playing with you anymore, Junta. I'm only interested with playing with my new toy Daiki Odashima, like kind of actively throwing him into the trash.
Yeah. So next up was Kiyomiya's second match of the evening, the Collision of Destinies. Kaito Kiyomiya, Harutoki, Alejandro, and Kai Fujimura defeated Naomichi Marufuji, Jack Morris, Junta Miyawaki, and Andy Wu in 11:17 with a Tiger suplex hold from Kiyomiya on, you guessed it, Junta Miyawaki.
Yep. we're gonna be reading that specific or ending of like who beat who chain for a while, I think.
Yes. So it was a fine little match, but it was really just I don't know, setting up for this next match, which was the 60-minute Iron Man match. Keno defeated Kaito Kiyomiya 4-3, and of course 60 minutes. So we had Keno defeated Kiyomiya with the Keno special in 25:55. Keno then beat Kiyomiya via countout in 32:05. Kiyomiya then beat Keno at 39:01 with a skywalk elbow, and then Kiyomiya won again at 42:35 with the figure four leg lock cutback, or that the whole thing he does with figure four. And then Keno defeated Kiyomiya with the Enrin at 50:23, and then Kiyomiya defeated Keno with a Shining Lancer at 54:58, and then Keno defeated Kiyomiya with a super radical kick at 59 minutes. Paul, this was incredible and absolutely in the conversation for one of the best matches of the year, in my opinion. Just everything about the booking decisions with a lot of the pinfalls I dug. These guys worked hard for the entire 60, very little downtime. I thought it's funny because people were getting Keno versus Kaito fatigue, and I think their last couple of matches weren't as good as some of their previous peaks, like that one match on the New Year's a couple of years ago. But then all of a sudden come roaring back with this incredible match of the year candidate, and I just thought this was fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, this was excellent. I have to say, I'm not a fan of Iron Man matches, but this was about as good as you could have done this, right?
Yes.
Like just the back and forth was great. Like the pacing was insane, because very often when you do these and like they're going 60, like they just kind of just don't do anything for like 45 minutes essentially.
Well, it's
like this wasn't that. This was just worked at like super insane pace.
If they had done a 60-minute draw and worked like this, you would have never thought about it until they called to like 45 minutes.
Yeah, basically. I'm also happy. I was afraid that they were going to go for the like really lazy, like, oh, we're tied as time expires and then we have to go into overtime, or like they call it a draw then at the end or something like that. And the fact that they didn't do that and like Keno just got like a definitive victory here. I thought that was really strong. And just like the other thing that I think a lot of like the trap that a lot of Iron Man matches fall into is like people getting beat with moves that they normally wouldn't get beat by. And this, again, I think it showed just the wide variety of finishes that these two men have. And like the way they just like did that here as well. Like they basically both like just took the entire arsenal and just threw it at each other. And yeah, no, I thought this was awesome. Also, I can report my mom was over for a visit as I was watching this match. And she looked at Keno and was like, hey, I've seen that guy before, which is the first time she has ever said that about a wrestler. So Keno officially passes the mom test.
Yes, although they did do the Kaito like hits the Shining Lancer and then just can't quite crawl over onto Keno as the time expires.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you do have to do some sort of like, yeah, exactly.
After the overtime. But you know what I did like? I liked that the final Keno fall where you're like, oh, was that a ref screw up or not? Because like it was like literally a 3.01 kick out from Kaito.
Oh yeah.
But I thought
that was an excellent kick out.
I thought that was a great
story,
especially because it made sense in the context of like Kaito's wrestling his third match of the night in a match. So
yeah,
certainly like I felt like that this show reestablished Kaito because I mean we've talked about it enough about like his ongoing issues as being a geek, and so like this Mad Prince thing, which some people don't like, I thought it worked on this evening, and I feel like Kaito almost feels reinvigorated.
Yeah, I just don't think he's ever going to be that like top end drawing star. But I mean, he's still obviously going to be a main eventer. Like he's still like he's going to hold the JHC title again, and all of that. Like he's going to main event shows. But I just don't think he's ever going to be, like given that like ace type of run where he just carries the promotion for like the majority of the year. Like he's more going to be like the, you know what actually would be a good comparison? Would be kind of like the situation that New Japan was in like a long time ago at this point, Jesus, is like with Tanahashi and Nakamura.
Sure.
Right? But like Nakamura was like the guy like at the start, and then he got a bunch of chances on top and didn't really draw like that great. And then the company went with Tanahashi instead. But like that didn't mean that Nakamura now became like unimportant, right? Like he was still like a top star in the promotion, just not the top star in the promotion. And I think that's kind of the trajectory that Kaito's on, which interestingly now that he is also like developing a bit of a wackier character, like the same way Nakamura did. So I think that backs it up even more. We're like, yeah, I think that's just what's happening. And I do think we're going to see a double turn at some point. I think more and more as time goes on, I think we're going to see a double turn with him and Ozawa.
Well, we got to do something fresh with Team 2000X because I'll talk about it on this next show, but it's just getting boring and predictable.
It very much feels like you have Ozawa and then a very stinky rest of the faction, basically.
Yes. I was going to make a comparison closer to home for Kaito, but I mean, what do you see about the shades of Marufuji?
With
in
Kaito?
Terms of like, what?
You mean with Kaito as Marufuji, basically?
Yeah, as the couldn't quite hack it, but still sort of is still considered a legend, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's also a really good comparison, yeah. Where it's like, again, also excellent, like, again, similar to like Kaito, right? Like one of the most like obviously gifted wrestlers you've ever seen from like day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I can see it. I can see it. Where like 10 years from now, Noah's gonna be like the legend Kaito Kiyomiya, and it's like, but don't look at his drawing record.
Yeah, and because it's like, well, like, look, they tried, and then after that, with Marufuji, they try. When then, of course, there was Misawa's final title run, and then, of course, everything that happened, and Akiyama vacates. But you go with Go, and then like Sugiura and Morishima and Kenta, and it's just like, Marufuji sort of doesn't reemerge as the sort of quote unquote Noah ace until like
Everybody's gone.
and everybody's gone, right?
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I mean, I think the only difference to that situation is obviously that like the guy that you go with instead of Marufuji in this case is like a young guy instead of Misawa destroying whatever is left of his body.
Yes.
In a title reign that I will maintain considerably contributed to his death, which yeah.
So Paul, Marufuji won his first GHC title on September 9th, 2006. Do you know what year he won his second?
Wasn't that, no, wait. Didn't he win it from Nakajima after Nakajima won it from Sugiura after the whole debacle with Suzuki Gun?
That was not his second reign.
Was that not a second reign? Okay. Or was that his third reign? So it was wait, didn't he take the title from Suzuki?
He did, and that was his third reign.
Oh, okay, that was his third reign. So that would have been 2011, right?
No, 2014.
So,
he went.
That was 2014.
He went almost 8 years between GHC title reigns.
Jesus,
like 7 years, 10 months, right? And then the aforementioned Go, Sugiura, Kenta, and Morishima all had their like multiple runs.
Yeah,
right? Go and Morishima both won the GHC title like Morishima 3 times and Go twice before Marufuji's second reign.
That's actually, I'm trying to think.
When you get to 2014, Kenta's on his way. When does Kenta leave? 2014 or 2015? But anyway,
around then, yeah. Like it's basically when NXT is like starting to like really.
And then Morishima's health declines, and Go is gone in All Japan, and first time I should say. So yeah, that's when they finally turned to him again.
Yeah, but it was basically there was nobody else left to like turn to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually trying to think. Then is that isn't the long like. That probably until like most recently was like the longest time between like GHC title reign number 1 and 2.
Yes, until Kenta broke that record.
Until Kenta broke it.
Yes, right. But yeah, it just goes to show like one day. Well, I mean, obviously, Marufuji was obviously incredibly influential stylistically in ways that Kaito wasn't. Even though I think Kaito is an incredible pro wrestler, but in terms of drawing and top star, it is like it's not as big and as long as people think. He was just like, he's a legend now.
I mean, the thing though is like Marufuji's drawing record is bad by comparison of the time. Because obviously nowadays people would kill to draw like the numbers Marufuji was like drawing early on.
People would kill to draw the number. They would kill to draw the numbers that he did versus Suzuki.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Or at least the beginning of like the first half of Suzuki.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, people like because that was a failure by the end of it, but like early on, like that Suzuki Gun invasion kind of reinvigorated Noah. It's just that it went on for way too long, and then it very nearly killed the promotion outright.
Yeah. Well, look, in some ways it prefigures. I mean, if you want to talk about, I'm going to go on like my tangent and digression here, but if you want to talk about some of the things that I do, I'm not, and Paul, we've talked about this. I don't think we're as much as doomers as some other people are in Japanese wrestling, but if you do want to trace some of the malaise, and there are certain antecedents to that malaise, and I think I would also include like the voodoo murders of the mid 2000s in that, but Suzuki Gun is also like the part of the blueprint to House of Torture / Team 2000X, whatever else, hate / Oedo Tai / all of these heel factions that are running amok in Puro.
And Havoc, don't forget about Havoc.
Well, Havocs are not heels, Paul.
I know that's the joke.
Yes.
No, but no. It definitely is, because like it was something fresh at first, and Noah desperately needed it at the time, because like who the fuck even was a Noah anymore in like 2014, 2015, right? Like it's gotten really bad. Like that roster is like people are talking about like Noah from like 2022, but it's like no, that Noah roster in like 2015 is just like it's kind of nothing there really. It's pretty dire, and yeah, then the early on the numbers are good, and then it just, I think similar to Team 2000X, the moment it turned Takashi Sugiura, it kind of went downhill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Right. Also, very ominous double turns of Sugiura over the years twice. Right.
Yeah.
That really added to like, where is this going? It's going nowhere.
It's going nowhere. It's like, oh, your idea is to just do the exact same story again. Cool. That's
Yes.
Oh, this is bad.
Speaking of malaise in Puro, after the match, Keno is on the mic cutting a promo, and a mysterious hooded figure attacks him. And then another one does, and you're like, who is this? Well, if you're listening to English commentary, Stu Fulton spoiled this, because it's like, it's the Good Brothers. Before they even unveiled themselves.
Well,
and so, and Kaito offered Jack Morris to join All Rebellion, I should just add. But yeah, Paul, I do not get worked up about bringing in foreigners generally, like some people do. But this is
pretty like, why the fuck are you bringing in these guys? Like, is it just because you can? Like, this isn't even like a WWE connection thing. Like, this is just like
it's no one else will touch them.
Yeah, it's like, do you really think these guys will draw? Because I don't think
I guarantee you, somebody at All Japan also called them, but they probably couldn't afford them.
Yeah,
I would not.
I will say this: stylistically, they fit with Havoc pretty well. And you know what? I'd rather have either of them than Odyssey. I take like,
well, I don't know.
I take a big long Doc Gallows title reign over like Odyssey.
I don't know. That's close. But yes, Carl's better than.
Carl for sure. Yes,
is better than Zion. I'll give him that.
Yes.
But yes, this just feels like this just feels, I don't know. They don't need these guys.
No.
I know that they have a name, but there's not evidence that they've been a draw in Japan in years of any kind.
They were on
big when they had any,
The worst, like when New Japan was firing on all cylinders, everybody was still in agreement that the heavyweight tag division was absolute dog shit. And who was on top of that tag division for a good chunk of that time period? Good Brothers.
Yes. Although it's kind of funny, because if I think Carl Anderson probably could have become a bigger star if he had just stayed a single, given where he was going back in like 2012. What do you think?
I mean, I guess, but I mean, what I will always say about that, like, he has that G1 final and not a whole lot else to his like record. So I mean, maybe he could have developed into something, but I'm just like, I would like to see more evidence of it than he had that one really great match.
I enjoyed
against Okada.
I thought he was going somewhere back then. I
mean, I thought so too. Like, it's just he just kind of like never developed beyond that. It's just that there's also like not as much evidence as people would like.
Not try and then like hold the title for 3 years at a time.
Yeah. I mean, that is true.
I think it's a motivation thing for sure, as we well know. But yeah, it just feels pointless and useless, and like what Jack Moore's gonna be your sacrificial lamb. You put your very over hunk of a foreigner to who's probably going to do the job to these old guys. Well, they're not that old, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I did see some things that they are booked outside of Japan in January as well. So there is a chance that maybe it's just a one-off and they lose. But then, yeah, I don't think they would agree to go to Japan.
I think they're looking for a regular gig, because AEW is not going to touch them, and neither has TNA. Even, well, who knows? Maybe the TV deal will get them back in. That's certainly not impossible, but doesn't feel like it right now.
No.
Especially with the WWE hookup, they could just get free NXT talent to use instead of pay whatever Anderson and Gallows want. So this is why it seems like it's Noah for them.
I mean, at least they haven't signed because
yeah,
they're listed just under like participating players on like the Noah website. So
yes, and also on the show, Bushi has been announced for January 1st alongside an X, Paul.
Whoever that could be, it's incredibly Tetsuya Naito shaped person teaming with Bushi.
I don't even understand what that means. Why did they?
I mean, it's also a thing of like it's not like tickets are really like flying off the shelves for Budokan. If you've got Tetsuya Naito, you probably want to tell people that it's Tetsuya Naito, so you sell some tickets. I will say this, I actually did the thing where like on the Noah website, because they only because all of the profiles are just like numbers. So you can, if you actually like go onto the website and you actually look at like what like the most recently created profiles are on the website, you can sometimes get yourself like spoilers for like people coming into Noah.
Right.
And they did learn the lesson, unfortunately. And if you go to like the most like recent profile, which is number 601, it just says XXX on that. Because I was low-key hoping that I would go there and it just said Tetsuya Naito, but no, it doesn't.
So after this show, we had just a show on the 13th at Lives Nagoya in front of 332 fans. Apparently this venue holds 500, so I don't know. That's not great. Also, it was pitch black, poorly lit on the video.
With 2 title matches on it as well.
With 2 title matches on this.
Like they loaded that show up.
Relatively for a 500-seater, yeah.
I mean, yes. I mean, you did that. This is already absurd that they put this many title matches on this.
Yes. So just to go, I only watched the top 3 matches on this show, but so the GHC heavyweight, junior heavyweight tag team title, Daga and Daiki Otoshima defeated Tadasuke and Jun Masaoka in 12-19 with when Daga pinned Tadasuke with the 59 to make their second defense of the titles. I thought this is the best match of the show. It still had your Team 2000X bullshit with Yoshitatsu at ringside interfering a bit, but I thought Daiki looked great, and I think him and Daga are such an odd pairing, but it works. I can't say go out and run and watch this match by any means. I just thought it was on the show, which I guess isn't saying much.
Yeah. I mean, I think they've kind of settled into like a nice like thing as champions. Also, when they did the whole like press conference thing as well, the press conference gimmick, they actually previewed this one as well. And I have to say, Daiki Otoshima looks good in a suit, so even more evidence that he's perfect to be the junior ace in the near future.
The semi-main event was Yoshiki Inamura, Will Cruz, and Kazuyuki Fujita. What a team. Defeating Manabusuya, Saxon Huxley, Muhammad Yone in 10:41 with the discharge from Inamura on Yone. And Soya now looks like Yohei.
Yeah. He just the midlife crisis of Manabu Soya continues.
Yes. So get some vitamins, and now he looks like Yohei.
Yeah. I mean,
what kind of car do you think he bought?
Oh, definitely a sports car. Oh, like, I don't know, definitely like, or like a muscle car, like a Camaro or something. Or did he buy a Cybertruck?
Oh.
Can you even get those in Japan?
I don't know. Maybe.
That would be like a nightmare to drive through Tokyo. I mean, I think it's a nightmare to drive in general, but especially with Tokyo.
And, that was just a nice little semi-main event match, only went 10 minutes. And then main event, Naomi Marufuji and Keno defeated Masa Kitami and Takashi Sugera in 1807 when Keno pinned Sugera. And then, so that was their failed first defense, so another V0 reign. And, I don't know. I don't think it was horrible or anything. But again, big surprise. There was interference and the ref got pulled out of the ring. And, they did a kick to Sugera with the chair, with Keno doing a PK with the chair set up on Sugera kicked out of that. They rolled the ref into the ring, all of that. Yoshitatsu doing his thing. So it's just dragging because you had the 2 title matches with both of them on the show.
Yeah, I think especially with like Team 2000X, it's like it's becoming so much more like formalize the way they do like interference and everything. Where like it is kind of starting to become really tiresome. It's just like, again, similar to like the House of Torture thing, where there's just like no variety, where it's like it's starting to become like beat for beat the same thing every single time.
Yeah, nothing. And then twice on the show is
Yes, that's too much as well.
yeah. So Marufuji Kento nominated Bushi and X to be the next challengers, and apparently Bushi and X are going to show up on the 23rd at Korakuen.
Yeah, I mean, another V0 defense.
Although that's smart booking in terms of getting people into that Korakuen a week before your other big show.
Yeah, and then if you have like confirmation that it is Naito, hopefully sell some like last minute tickets as well.
Yeah. So Noah's got they actually have 3 more shows before January 1st, which is interesting. But there's the shows on the 17th in Hodogaya, and there's a show on the 20th in Osaka. There's not much. It's all just multi-man tags. So then we go to the Noah Thanksgiving 2025, which is a strange name for a show 2 days before Christmas. But so on this show, it does actually look interesting with the aforementioned appearance. So we got Will Cruz, Alejandro, and Kaz Fujimura versus Saxon Huxley, Shuji Kondo, and Ada. We've got Atsushi Katomi and Hajime Ohara versus Tadasuke and Jun Masaoka. We've got a Noah full gift Christmas Battle Royale with Soya, Uka, Yone, Tedaguchi, Fujita, Harutoki, Daga, Hayata, Hiroki, Junta Miyawaki, Black Mensore, and Koyanagi.
Jesus Christ, it's a lot of people.
We've got a non-title match. It's Marufuji and Keno versus Tsuruya and Takahashi. That could be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Hiromu Takahashi and Daiki Nagai versus Asuka and Daiki Odashima. Now that's a match.
Oh, that's a match. Yeah, that's actually that's the second to last profile that they made on the Noah website is Daiki Nagai.
So circle that one. That's going to be your classic interpromotional match with the young guys going at it, trying to prove something. We've got the Godfather 25 Years of Greatness celebrating Sugiura's 25th anniversary, which is crazy because he's so old.
Yeah. I mean, again, he's like it's like this weird thing where it's like it's his 25th anniversary at 55 instead of, like with other wrestlers where it's like
in their
it's my for other people, like, I mean, again, we just had the Kaito Kiyomiya 10-year anniversary at not even 30.
And he'll hit like his 25th anniversary at like 45.
Yeah.
And so Sugiura versus Kenta, and the main event, Ultimate Showcase 2025 tag team match. You've got Yoshiki Inamura and Masa Kitamiya versus Kaito Kiyomiya and Tetsuya Endo. So I got to assume that Kitamiya is taking the fall there.
Yeah, probably.
Very strange booking for Kitamiya after his N1 victory.
I mean, I still kind of feel like that might have been caused by the Ozawa's injuries, and they pivoted to be like, let's give it to the other Team 2000X member in the tournament.
That being said, I think this is a good pre-Budokan show.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's basically just there to like get people hyped up for that show.
Yeah, and they do a good job of that. So let's go to the Budokan card. So for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title 3-way match, Daga and Daiki Odashima versus Alejandro and Kai Fujimura versus Ada and Shuji Kondo. I would keep the titles right where they are.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose them here, because they do have a tendency to flip these titles around like 2 to 3 defenses. But I would definitely, I've really liked what I've seen from Daga and Daiki, so I would keep it on them as well.
And then we've got Masa Kitamiya, Takashi Sugiura, Tadasuke, and Jun Masaoka versus Kazuki Fujita, Minoru Suzuki, Shuhei Taniguchi, and Junta Miyawaki. I don't even know what.
I mean, okay, who do you think is taking the fall? There's many different options.
Junta.
Well, you don't think Suzuki is gonna lay down for the 1, 2, 3?
And then Progress Atlas title, Will Cruz versus Saxon Huxley. Now, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this is probably the one time I'm actually kind of looking forward to a Saxon Huxley match, because I think they're going to try it. And they're going to try to do the big boy match type thing.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to get a lot of time either. So
yeah,
I think that's going to help them as well. Like I assume they're going to get like a crisp 7 minutes, and it's just gonna be all action.
I like Cruz though, although I've heard that WWE has their eye on him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably again like because Progress is also still very much aligned with WWE. You see like the fucking shitty like AI Gunfer post that they made.
Yes, I did.
Like embarrassing. That's the only thing I can say to that.
And next up, we've got Kenta Okasasaki and Tetsuya Endo and Hayata versus Atsushi Kotoge, Muhammad Yone, Hajime Ohara, and Hiroki. Another just pointless 8-man tag. For the national title, Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf, which we've known for a while. Special tag match Invasion. Kaito Kiyomiya and Jack Morris versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. GHC tag team title match Naomichi Marufuji and Keno versus the aforementioned Bushi and X. GHC junior heavyweight title Hiromu Takahashi versus Amaska, and for the GHC heavyweight title Yoshiki and Imura versus Ozawa. Paul, I've seen some people kind of down on this card. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's that bad.
No, I think it's solid.
Yeah,
I think it's very solid. You have like everything that you need on there. Like you have like all of the titles are getting defended. I think the programs that they went with made sense, right? Like the junior heavyweight title, that's just like tag title, but that's just like a random thrown together freeway. But like, I think that's fine for the opener of the show. I think booking the brothers against each other is a really good idea because I said, I used to complain that they would always have like Dragon Bane versus Alpha Wolf constantly. It's like the only singles match. And now they've actually kept them apart for I think like a long time at this point. Like it's been like at least like a year and a half since like these two have like faced each other Noah in like a singles match, if not longer than that. So like they're gonna try as well. Like they're gonna go absolutely nuts. The Good Brothers, that one isn't great. I'm really curious on like seeing Naito on like his first match back in Japan after leaving New Japan.
Paul, I'm terrified about those Naito versus Marufuji sequences.
I mean, it can't be any worse than the Marufuji Ibushi sequences.
That's true.
Oh, I hope I just jinx myself really badly there.
Oh God. And you're gonna be
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be in the building again after I was also in the building for Ibushi Marufuji. At least, you know what? At least this time I won't leave early because the main event is making me depressed, like I did on that show. But you know, like Hiromu versus Amaxa, I was like, I might disagree a little with how they got there, but like that start, like the match itself makes sense and it's gonna be great. And then same with like Inamura versus Ozawa, where it's like, yeah, Inamura's character is weird, but his in-ring is great. And like I have no doubt that like unless there's like an insane amount of bullshit, I think that's going to be a great match as well. And I feel like they're going to try and keep the bullshit out of like the main event of a Budokan show. So yeah. And I do think we're going to end the night with like Ozawa raising the title yet again at the end of the Budokan.
So I don't completely rule it out that Inamura retains, but I think Ozawa's.
Yeah. Because like the thing is like, where do you even go with the Inamura title reign if he has just beaten both Ozawa and Kaito?
There's nowhere to go.
Yeah,
we're going to go with Ozawa's title reign.
I mean, he can run through some people again. Like he can, like he can defend it against Kenta. They still, right? Like he still hasn't beaten Kenta.
That's true.
Which again, that's why I feel like Ozawa was going to win the N1 and then lose to Kenta yet again to like get that one across even stronger. So I feel like that, like, right, that's still like a target for him is to actually like beat Kenta. Still have Keno in the mix as well. Like there's still some people he can like wrestle for this. Or like Naito, like if Naito is actually around a bit longer, that's like a match you book for like a sumo halter or something even bigger than that.
For sure. Well, what do you think? I mean, it's Bushi. So like, do you think, Los Tranquilos de Japón are going to win the titles? Or
I mean, it really depends, right? Like if this is a long-term thing, then I could definitely see them win the titles here. But then again, I mean, they have a bunch of commitments outside of Noah already. Like I have my 16 karat tickets right here and they're both booked for that. So they're not gonna, but then again, you know what? This wouldn't be the first time that a Noah champion is just fucking off to Europe to like go wrestle in 16 karat.
Yeah.
Because Wagner did the same thing. So you know what?
Yeah.
Now that I've thought about it, I actually, you know what? This is not a hindrance to Noah. We know that. So I think they're gonna win. Yeah.
So,
Which again makes it even weirder that Marufuji and Keno won, but whatever.
So that's Noah, which I think has sort of, I think it's had a better couple final months to the year because things were getting a little shaky. But even though Team 2000X just feels so long in the tooth now.
Yeah. I will say generally Noah, just in recent years, has never been really good at like sticking the landing at the end of the year. But at least this year, like there's been worse cases than this year. Let's put it that way.
Oh, definitely. Well, look, they put the title on 2 new guys for the first time this year. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And like 2 young, well, Inamura is kind of a young guy. So, but like Tozawa obviously is a massive success, and then at least they finally pulled the trigger on Inamura, and then we'll see how, like, I'm really excited about Noah in 2026. Like, I think there's like the bones of like a really great run in this promotion now.
For sure. So we move on to All Japan, and we got a bunch of real world tag league shows to go over. So I'm not going to put too much time on each one.
No, because they're not very good.
Well, yeah. We'll start with, I guess you're right, because there's a couple matches. So on the 28th at Kumamoto Food Exchange Hall, which I was wrong about, it was not the food market.
Oh, it wasn't?
Just got tricked by that name with the food.
No.
But I actually thought that the tournament matches on this show were actually kind of solid because you had Hideki Suzuki and Kengo Mishimo defeating Dan Tamura and Hikaru Sato in 9:30. And Suzuki pinned Tamura after a front kick, and I thought that was solid. And I also enjoyed Ryuki Honda and Naoya Nomura defeating Atsuki Aoyagi and Rising Hayato in 14:29 when Honda used a final vent on Hayato. And the main event of Go Shiozaki and Shotaro Ashino versus Musashi and Seki Yoshioka went 21:11 with the go on lariat from Shiozaki on Yoshioka, which I thought was a really good main event, even though the finish was going to be kind of odd.
Yeah, I actually forgot about this show.
That's okay. A lot of the other shows are, in fact, forgettable. Each day we go to Fukuoka, Kento's hometown, in front of 632 fans, which is, respectable for All Japan on a spot show. The only real-world tag league match on the show, Musashi Seki Yoshioka defeated Red Ayabi and Talos versus Countout. I mean, it was fun. They did their thing. Real World Tag League.
And again, turns out that would be Ren Ayabe and Talos' only loss in the entire tournament.
Yes. So Zion and Odyssey defeated Kento Miyahara and Davey Boy Smith in 1840 when Zion pinned Smith with a diving headbutt. I will say this was not as bad as I thought it could be. And I think it says a lot that Zion pinned Smith these days of where they feel about Smith.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's other cases as well where I'm like, oh, yeah. I think he might be done, honestly.
Yes. I would not. Well, they might bring him back for the carnival. I could see that. But the thing
but if they aren't, then I think he's done, yeah.
He should be. He doesn't add it. Well, he's not the worst tag worker.
No, but like he probably commands a fairly considerable price as well.
Yeah, he's not worth the money, is what I'll say. It costs. So the next show after that in Hiroshima Industrial Hall East Exhibition Hall in front of 520 fans on November 30th. We had Atsuki Aoyagi Rising Hayato defeating Takashi and Kuroshio Tokyo, Japan in 10:47 with the Hurricane Rana from Hayato on Kuroshio. I don't remember much other than it was inoffensive, obviously thanks to Atsuki and Hayato. And then we had the semi-main event. Hokuto Omori and Kuma Arashi defeated Musashi and Seki Yoshioka in 16:49 with the Narcissist press from Omori on Musashi. And Paul, I quite enjoyed this match. I thought it was a bit of a hidden gem. I think
it was one of the best matches in the tournament.
Yeah. And Omori has had a good second half of 2020.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I think his tag work was, as always, was pretty good. And then also, like, the big triple crown match. Yeah, exactly. He's over as well. Like, Octagon is super over.
I think it might, look, I still think there's a ceiling on him, but I think it might be time to maybe slightly transition him out of a comedy role and give him in some ways, I almost think like he should have been Go's partner
Hmm?
or Yuma's partner or Yuma Aoyagi's partner. Like, because he should, to me, he should be the tag team partner and tag team champion with a bigger star than him. And I think that's his like ideal spot.
Yeah, like maybe you know what who I think they should put him with. They should put him with Yuma Anzai,
That's interesting. Yes.
right? Where he's like the guy that like takes the fall for a while, like Anzai is like Triple Crown champ when they have like tag team matchups.
Mm-hmm. You can sell some photo books.
Yeah, exactly. He can do that as well.
Yeah, that's
reporting them out for a night, like report while they're like out for a night of drinking.
Yeah. And then in the main event, Ren Ayabe and Talos defeated Dan Tamura and Hikaru Sato in 14:31 with the double choke slam from Ayabe on Tamura. It was just there, I thought.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed with the whole run Dan and Sato had in the tournament. There was just there was nothing really there.
I thought maybe their best match was against Hideki and Kengo, and that was the match.
Yeah.
So on the December 6th at Osaka Edion Arena in front of 938 fans, which I think is a very solid number for them for this show.
That outdrew. I'm pretty sure that outdrew the Triple Crown match they did in Osaka this year.
Yeah.
But yet again, more evidence that for some reason Triple Crown matches never draw in Osaka.
Yeah. So Real World Tag League, Dan Tamura and Hikaru Sato defeated Musashi Sekiyoshi at 11:34 with the power bomb from Tamura on Musashi. I take it back. This was probably their best match. Dan.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this: Musashi and Seiki Yoshioka had plenty of people's best match in the tournament. I think they're the best match.
Yeah.
I think they were just the best team in the tournament.
For sure. Kento Miyahara and Davey Boy Smith Jr. defeated Asuka Aoyagi and Rising Hayato in 14:14 with the bold bomb from Smith on Hayata. I thought this is solid too. And this is like sort of like one of those matches where I'm like, okay, I could tolerate Davey Boy as a
yeah. No, of course, because like in this one especially, he has like two people that are just like bumping their ass off for him. I think.
Helped. And then main event, Hideki Suzuki and Kengo Mishimo defeated Go Shiozaki and Shotaro Ishino in 13:53 with a double arm suplex from Suzuki on Ishino. Pretty solid. I just don't think it quite hit what I thought it could have been, but I did think it was good.
No, it was good. Like I would argue that maybe this was like Suzuki and Kengo's best match in the tournament.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's kind of hard to think with this tournament with like a lot of matches just kind of being very similar. So.
And Anzai and Aoyagi out would have been like, they would have had some good matches. The thing is, okay, since we're finished the blocks, like this was incredibly dry, but I did not, other than the some Takashi and Jiro stuff, I don't think it was bad, like horrible.
It wasn't bad. No, it was just
very dry. But here's the thing. Unlike some other tournaments, this did not feel like it dragged because it was quick and there was only like 3 to 4 there's like 4 matches per show max of the tag league, right? So it was not a slog to get through. No.
It was not a slog, but it was also just, I mean, we've definitely seen better real world tag leagues than this.
Oh, absolutely. So in this all comes down to the show on December 12th at Korakuen Hall in front of 1,307 fans, which I think was down a little from last year, but whatever. It was the middle of the week. So Asuka Aoyagi, Rising Hayato, Ryo Inoue, and Shota Kafuji defeated Musashi, Seki Yoshioka, Hikaru Sato, and Sengo Tachibana in 12:38 with the Firebird splash from Aoyagi on Tachibana, a really good, solid junior opener. And then Hokuto Mori and Kumarashi defeated Takashi and Kuroshio Tokyo Japan in 7-11. The Schoolboy from Omori on Kuroshio, which was probably the worst match of the show, actually.
Yeah, this was
Daisuke Sekimoto return match. Shotaro Ishino, Go Shiozaki, and Go Shiozaki defeated Dan Tamura and Daisuke Sekimoto in 11:57 with the go-on lariat from Shiozaki and Tamura. And like I expected, this rocked. Like another underrated thing, losing Sekimoto in the tag league.
Oh no, I feel like Dan and like Sekimoto would have been like would have done a lot more than like Dan and Sato did in that tournament.
Yes, a lot. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah. You can't change it. He got injured, so I mean, I don't think it would have miraculously turned it into an amazing tournament, but I do think it would have like.
Well, between
it would have been more exciting
and the double Yumas, I don't know. I mean, it definitely made it better.
Yeah, no, that definitely would have been a lot more juice in there.
So we have Then next up, Zenichi versus Gajudukoru. Madoka Kakuta, Yoshiki Kato, and Ishin defeated Yuma Anzai, Jun Saito, and Mr. Saito Naruki Doi in 15:22 with the Kandere Luna from Kato on Doi. And Paul, this rocked.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Dragon Gate guys are amazing. Yeah.
Yes. So after the match, we teased more Kakuta and Anzai stuff, although I don't know what the politics around that are going to be because Kakuta is the Dreamgate champion.
Easy. Make it the quadruple crown.
Yeah. Because they had a great match in the carnival, but I'm glad that Kakuta's sticking around. So that's good. And Ishin and Kato challenged for the All Asia tag titles, and damn it, Paul, they should win.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Like I've been enjoying like Yoshioka and
They are very
and Musashi, but like keeping these guys around would just be pretty great.
It is time to do that, and I would assume that's probably going to build to Atsuki and Hayato are probably the play
coming for these as well. Yeah, and I think with Kakuta, like once he loses the Dreamgate, I think he's gone. Like if Anzai, you know what? Actually, I don't think it really matters who's champion by then. Like I think he's gonna get a triple crown shot then.
We shall see. And then the semi-main, Kento Miyahara, Hideki Suzuki, and Ryuki Honda defeated Davey Boy Smith Jr., Kengo Mishimo, and Naoya Nomura in 10:46 with the double leg roll-up Nelson move with Miyahara pinning Smith. Another job. And Paul, I forgot to mention Anzai. What show was it? Anzai pinned Kento in a tag match using a shutdown German.
Yeah.
And that's
I think that was
they teased because what they did is they teased June and Anzai were both going to challenge, and then Anzai pinned Kento in a tag match, and that clarified everything. Right?
Wait, now I'm looking at it, aren't we? I think we're missing a show on the run sheet.
Let me check here.
Well, like, wasn't there the show in Nagoya where I think that match happened? Right, it was like June and Anzai teaming. Against Davey Boy and Kento. Yeah, that was in Nagoya on the 7th.
And I don't have that on the run sheet.
Nope. I'm pretty sure it's not. It's the last one before we talked about the Korakuen was the Osaka show.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that happened on that show. So we had also Hokuto Mori, Kumarashi defeated Dan Tamura and Hikaru Sato on that show, which wasn't bad. Odyssey and Zion defeated Naoya Nomura and Ryuki Honda, which, you know what, Paul? I got to give Honda and Nomura some props for that.
Oh, yeah, no, they carried them to a pretty decent match.
Yeah. And then Musashi Sekiyosha defeated Baka no Jidai, which was Suzuki and Kengo. And then the Titans of Calamity, Ren Ayabe and Talos, defeated Havoc, Go Shiozaki, Shotaro Hoshino to basically decide the block. And I thought that was also pretty solid.
Yeah, and I would say, honestly, I thought, actually, now that I remember it as well, I think the Nagoya show was actually the most solid out of the block nights, basically, out of all of the shows.
Yeah. So we get to the main event here of Korakuen for the Real World Tag League Finals. Ren Ayabe and Talos defeated Zion and Odyssey in 24:09 with the Death Roulette from Ayabe on Zion. And Paul, I gotta say, I thought it was fine. It went too long, but it had its moments. And I thought they did the finishing sequence kind of well.
I mean, given how long it was and who was involved in it, it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, it could have been a lot worse. It's not even the worst Real World Tag League final. I can tell you that.
It's not, but it's also we've seen much better Real World Tag League finals as well. But yeah, it definitely when I saw who was in it, or rather once it was clear who was in it, I was a little bit dreading the match, and it exceeded my expectations. I don't think it was a great match, but it was good enough. If, as you said as well, it obviously went too long. Yeah,
it went too long. Paul,
that's basic around there, which you know what, given for these guys, is probably the ceiling.
Do you know what the worst Real World Tag League final is?
Which one is it?
2005. Keiji Muto and Akebono versus Team 3D.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I had purged that from my mind. Why would you remind me that happened? Yeah, no, that. You know what? This compared to that match, this is a 5-star match. No, that one is. If you want to see like an all-time bad match in All Japan, go watch that one. Jesus Christ.
Well, I think we could say, with the exception of maybe to riff off of Joe Lanza's teams better than the Dudleys. I think we could
The Titans of Calamity, yes, they are.
better than the Dudleys. I would say all of these teams except for like Jiro and Takashi and maybe Zan and Odyssey.
Yeah, better than Team 3D.
Yes. Hikaru Sato and Dan Tamura are better than, no question.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like, if I think it's more like a Hikaru Sato that actually wants to do like a minimum amount of effort is absolutely better.
I have to say, I did think though that this match, Zion's clearly improving. I thought one of the things at the final that I definitely thought about. Right?
No, he for sure. It's like he's trying, like he's actively like trying to like make up for his shortcomings and everything.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely like he's a guy like that's what I mean. Like, if there wasn't a whole odyssey of the situation, I would be a lot more into Havoc than I actually am. Like I had to listen to this theme song so many times that I don't know if I just developed Stockholm syndrome. I think it kind of slaps, yeah.
And then also, so Sekimoto and Ishino brawled after their tag match. So Sekimoto challenged Ishino for the Gaora TV title. I hope Ishino retains.
Yeah, but I mean that's
never know,
be a good match.
Because it kind of felt like maybe this was what Sekimoto was guaranteed, since he's now going to be sort of a regular with All Japan.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not like I'm happy. Like I would love for Ishino to have a lot longer title reign.
Yeah.
But I also can't say that I would be unhappy with a Daisuke Sekimoto like title reign either.
Just feel like, well, I mean, that, look, I think some people act like Sekimoto is like completely washed up. That's not true.
He's not. No, he's not as like, again, he's not like top 10 worker on the planet level anymore.
But it just seems.
Yeah, he had a really high mountain to come down from. That's why he seems much worse than he actually is now.
Yes. So now we talk about what has All Japan continues to win good graces, because they announced that they had I always forget how it's spelled, Kurama coming in. And I think we talked about who Kurama actually is. And it's actually
it's Yano,
who has finally resurfaced in Japan. This obviously got a very critical reception from the international fan base, but there was plenty of criticism from the Japanese fan base as well. Although I cannot say that it was uniformly negative. There were people being like, "Oh, I haven't seen him in a while. Excited to see him." Okay, fine. But here's also the thing: with everything coming out of his was he actually charged? Or
I don't think they were charged. Like, they definitely were arrested. They definitely were arrested by the cops at the Noah show, but I don't think they were ever actually charged.
Yeah. What I think also probably has upset fans in Japan is not to hand it to Joji Otani, but he at least did a press conference to apologize for his actions.
Whereas Yano just left and went to Mexico
and then returned, because like even Yuma Aoyagi had to do a press conference where he apologized for his fender bender. Other wrestlers have done it, press conferences for far less serious offenses. And again, Joji Otani had to do a press conference, right?
Yeah.
So I think that the lack of contrition has probably also added to Yano's some critical reception in Japan for Yano's like basically sneaking him back in under a mask.
Yes, that's the other thing. Yeah, no, that's a very Brett Rest move. Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, and might I add, they're clearly aware of the response this got, because Atsuki had a tweet being like, "Oh, lots of people have opinions about this. Well, come see me beat them." Right?
Okay, like,
which is, I think, a really
better do then
thing to tweet.
Yeah, it's really fucking dumb. Like, that's like, man, like, I know we all like, you know that it's fucking, it's booked, man. Like, you can't do that with like real like world like accusations like this. That's just, no, it's bad.
So the question is, are they gonna Do you think they drop him after this backlash, or what do you think?
I think, like, I feel like if they hadn't gotten any backlash, I think he actually would have won. I think he could have become like a regular in that case if they would have gotten. But I feel like, given how much backlash they've gotten, and given that, you know, all Japan was in a bit of like hot water, like publicity wise, for like, you know, like with like the whole like Nakajima fiasco and them getting like cease and desisted by the Inoki family, the Taishin Nagao death and all of that. I don't think,
and not to mention Shuji and Ishikawa leaving,
Suwama leaving,
Kawamori,
like I think they probably can't afford any like bad PR like this. Like the reason they keep booking and pushing like Odyssey is because unfortunately Japanese fans don't give a shit.
Or don't know.
Yes.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's different when it's a foreigner, and that's the same how it is. That's just how it is. So I understand why people be like, well, it's again with Odyssey, and yes, it's a pattern, but that's not going to deter them. Now this might.
Whereas this might, where like if there is like active, like where is there even more like, and that's the thing, like Japanese Japanese fans on the internet can be vicious, like really fucking vicious.
Well, let's be honest here. How many times has a company put out a "Please leave our wrestlers alone"?
Yeah. Please, we would like to like please refrain from slander on social media, by which we mean please stop sending death threats to our wrestlers.
Yeah, and of course, not obviously like it's different when you have a wrestler that's accused of something and caught doing something horrible, but it's just like the willingness to be that vicious in general, sort of. The point. But yeah, I think this sort of did blow up in their face because I think it's more that like, given some of the people that have returned in Japan, I don't think it would have been possible to get them back in, but they did it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I agree with that. I'm just saying that they could have brought him in a different way and been not blown up in their face like.
Yeah, like if they hadn't tried to like sneak him in under mask, they might have gotten away with it. Yeah.
I was going to say a different gimmick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not the gimmick he was also using in Mexico, where he had also lost the mask. So it was obvious who it was.
Sorry, they did not do that. Whatever you want to say about it, fine. It's dishonest and sketchy, but it's like, you know, it's a better protecting your own interests than what they did.
Yeah.
You can't even.
It was like, nobody pays attention to Mexico. Nobody's going to be able to figure this out. Oh, everybody immediately figured it out. Shit.
I don't know. It would not shock me if they drop him, but honestly, I
mean, they are bringing him with a lot of fanfare, right? Like they're bringing him in, like immediately giving him a title shot and everything. Like he's main eventing one of the New Year Hurricanes.
Yeah. Well, which brings me to the next question, Paul. Is this people? Is this a Hideki thing or a Go thing? Or both?
I have seen people immediately like throw shit at Hideki, but I think I have to break people's heart and say I very much think this is a Go thing.
Yeah, they could have brought him in earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And they bring him in basically immediately after they start booking Go.
That's what I think it is. That's who I think it is.
Yeah, no, I am very convinced this is Go's idea to book this guy. But you know what? Gives me an excuse to go to Marigold instead on the 3rd.
So we have the card for the 31st. Not proper match order, but you can sort of figure things out. Mm-hmm. So this is where they bring him in. So Atsuki Aoyagi, Rising Haida, and Dan Tamura and Ryo Inoue versus Kurama, Hideki Naruki Doi, Fuminori Abe, and Seiko Tachibana. We have a New Year's Eve Rumble. Again, Paul, and I hate when they do this because they have the traditional January 2nd New Year's Battle Royale, and they should just stick to that.
Yeah. It's so weird that they like basically do them back to back.
Takashi Kuroshio, Tokyo, Japan. Aizawa #1. Jack Kennedy return because it's on a holiday.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's true. Yes, we can only ever book him on a school holiday
or a weekend, right?
Yeah.
Taro, Kengo Mishimo, which is I think a waste of him there. Senor Saito, Hikaru Sato, and Paul Aja Kong and Dump Matsumoto.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, why not? Right? Like,
I know
these are just pointless anyway.
We have Hideki Suzuki and Yuko Miyamoto versus Ryuki Honda and Shota Kofuji. which will probably be the opener, if not the junior match. We have a three-way tag team, three-way six-man tag team match, like they think they're Dragon Gate. We got Zion Odyssey and Shotaro Ishino versus Ren Ayabe, Talos, and Daisuke Sekimoto, which is a crazy trio.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's also like the Hokutogun team is just there to take the fall.
Yeah. And we got
right, because the other one is like both to like set up the tag title match and the Gaora TV title match. Like Hokutogun is there to like get the shit beaten out of them by the other two teams.
And when we have Hokuto Mori, Arashi, and Paul, the returning Cyrus.
Which, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he's coming back.
I thought that they had sort of dumped him because they're like, you missed the champion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Now, it was an injury and everything, and I understand, but that could just be like an overlooked. You get injured, you get passed over, right?
Yeah.
But because
they brought in Talos, which was basically like his replacement.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but I will take Cyrus over Davey Boy.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like there's a lot of people on this roster I would take Cyrus over them.
So we got a Saito Brothers versus Havoc special singles match. So Jun Saito versus Go Shiozaki. And Paul, I think Go needs to win this.
I mean, maybe. So the thing I said on the on Omakase as well is like I feel like they're kind of rushing through these like Go singles matches because they think, or at the very least, he's not. He's not gonna hang around as like a guy to do like big singles matches with.
Yeah, maybe.
But we'll see, because I mean you can do either June, like, because I feel like whoever wins here kind of has to get the first title shot, right? Like over whoever wins in the main event.
Back to June versus Kento. Well, we'll talk about the main
event.
But
you go back to June. Well, that depends who wins, right? Like,
well, yeah, we'll talk.
I almost feel like, given if this is like kind of an unofficial number one contenders match, and Ansai has to win because Kento recently beat both of these guys.
Yeah, exactly, right. But we'll talk about the main event because I had a couple of perspectives I want to run by you.
Yeah.
And for the All Asia Tag Team Championship, we got Musashi and Seki Yoshioka versus Yoshiki Kato and Ishin. Paul, which I think you could pencil in is probably the second best match of the night.
Yes, yeah, over the next to the main event. Yeah.
And then main event, obviously, for the Triple Crown, Kento Miyahara defends against Yuma Anzai. This will be Kento's third defense of the his third defense. Who did he defend other than Hokuto Mori?
He defended it against Go.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Just talking about
that. that says a lot about that match, actually.
I know. Look, I just hope that it is a speed run for Go for some reason, because if he's just hanging around as a full timer, they completely botched by not doing Go versus. I will absolutely not be convinced otherwise of that. Look, Paul, it's funny because we said, well, we think we got to get the title back on Kento, but honestly, I think it's got to go with Anzai.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. I think Kento needed to win the title again.
Yes.
But it's not his time anymore. At least not as like a guy who holds the title. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's not as like a guy who holds the title, like in his previous reigns, where like he held it for like a year or whatever. Yeah. Like, I don't think you need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, heck, this isn't even his shortest title reign, so.
No. But I guess what I'm kind of thinking at is like, what's the story for both of these guys? Because this could, of course, this should be an era-defining feud or rivalry.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so I mean, they had a match early on in Anzai's career. I think it was Kento's 15th anniversary match or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Kento won that because Anzai had not won the Triple Crown yet. Then Anzai wins the Triple Crown and beats Kento right after the Champion Carnival that Kento won. So, like, what's the story here? Anzai is going to be the Okada, or do you drag this rivalry out by having Kento retain? I feel like there is a thing you could do with Kento retain, but what do you think?
Maybe if they pivot now, because here's the thing, like, that's actually not the guy, right? Like, the guy that they were actually doing the story of, like, Yuma Anzai needs to overcome this guy.
Yeah.
That has been Yuma Aoyagi, yeah. So I don't know if they pivot now with maybe if Aoyagi is in a bit of the doghouse now after everything he's done. But I think otherwise, because Anzai has been pretty dominant against Kento, and I think that is also one way to like establish the new guy is just like
absolutely.
he just beats him constantly.
Aoyagi, his big rival.
Yeah, because I mean, not that Kento's old, but like Aoyagi is like more of like he's the same age bracket basically as Anzai.
Yeah.
So I think that makes like that one you can probably carry on a bit longer than you can for like Kento and Anzai. I mean, Kento and Anzai is still like a feud you could carry on for like 10 years or so, but like realistically you could do Aoyagi versus Anzai for like 20. So
I guess my only thoughts are Kento is still undisputed top draw ace, and it's just like, I think some of the attendances are softening a bit. So you also have to think about how do they feel about that, and how are they taking, from their perspective. But ultimately, and I just wanted to make the case for Kento retaining because I kind of see it, but ultimately in my first gut reaction is no, Anzai, you just got to go with it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he lost some momentum when he took that time off.
Yeah.
So you just got to run with this guy and make him your next star.
And that's also the other thing. Like, I think the promotion also felt a lot more energetic, a lot less energetic, while he was gone. Like, I think that time he was not there. Like, that really was like the dog days of this year for All Japan.
Yeah, for sure.
And look, that was really when like the Saito reign just completely just died a death, basically.
Yeah. And look, I mean, first defense against Jun Saito would be good for Anzai because Anzai was Jun Saito's first defense.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
So that
would be Jun when beating Godan.
Yeah. And well, yeah, I mean that's the sort of thing. And it's like, and I'll just say this, if not for the whole Kurama thing, I would feel a lot better of the direction of this promotion because I think there's some things starting to come together.
For sure.
This cloud over it now, right?
I mean, it depends, if that guy sticks around or not. But I will say this: the guy I'm most interested in what he does in 2026 is Ryuki Honda.
Yeah, well, it's probably time to have him. I think the story should be he wins the Royal Road and then he wins the title.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be a long title reign.
No, I think he just has to win it. Yeah.
So that's the New Year's show. So we'll go quickly because I'm probably not going to be back until after the 3rd. Once all the dust is settled on this, on All Japan and on the Budokan, which I might add, might be a pay-per-view because people don't see it on Wrestle.
But I mean, last time I think they added the Sumo Hall show really late, right?
Oh, okay. And also Noah reboot at Shinjuku Face.
Yeah, which I might go to over the Korakuen if I can get a ticket for that.
So you probably want to get that now because it's not a big.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Well. I don't know. Like, if I want to buy the tickets for that now, I need to decide. I haven't decided yet because there's also a big Japan Korakuen that I could go to instead.
So January 2nd, Korakuen. We've got Paul. I think this is very interesting because this match is titled All Japan Pro Wrestling 2026 Fight Begins Single Match, and it's Go Shiozaki versus Shota Kafuji.
Which, I mean, that's going to be two guys that are just going to come out of the in a tracksuit, right?
I was going to say, is this going to reveal who's coming out in the tracksuits?
Yeah. I mean, they generally do that before the show, before the show even starts, right? So they're probably just going to have them there in the tracksuits, and then they both take them off and just start wrestling.
Yeah. So we've got the Era Fools versus Hokuto Army, Bakanoji Dai, Hideki Suzuki, Kengo Mashimo, and Hikaru Sato versus Hokuto Mori, Arashi and Cyrus. And then World Junior Heavyweight preliminary tag match. You got Atsuki Aoyagi and Rising Hayato versus Kurama, and they settled him with Mazada.
Like didn't even have the dignity of like.
I'm sorry, you're
Senior Saito under the mask.
All this heat, and you're giving him Mazada.
Yeah.
Then 8-man tag, we got Kento Miyahara, Jun Saito, Musashi, Seki Yoshioka versus Yuma Anzai, Shotaro Shino, Raiki Hana, and Dan Tamura. Very interesting that Saito and Anzai are on the opposite sides of this.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit of a spoiler that like Anzai and Jun are like winning, right? Because like here, actually, you know what? Here's another thing where I think this might be the plan that they go with, because weren't they talking about doing a number one contenders match between them? Then that completely disappeared from anything they ever talked about, and that then turned into they team with each other against Kento and Davey Boy. Like they never did that number one
Yeah.
contenders
No,
match
because
between them.
Anzai just pinned Kento quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So they got a match. They got to show an Oda Ward on February 23rd.
Yeah, that seems like wasn't the June Anzai the June Anzai Triple Crown match also in Oda Ward?
No, but it was in another venue that they usually don't run.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was in one of those basketball arenas. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sort of see that. That's what that. I feel like you could run it at Oda Ward at this point. You probably should just do it.
Yeah, probably.
You want to kind of say that these guys are your top.
Exactly.
Guys, this day and age. Okay, and then singles match: Daisuke Sekimoto versus Ryo Inoue.
I mean, that should be sick, though.
You that? Yeah.
I'm not going to go to the show just for that, but like I do want to watch it.
And for the World Tag Team Championship, Zion and Odyssey versus Red Ayabe and Talos. Paul, who's winning this one?
You got to go with the Titans of Calamity, right?
You think so?
I mean, that those give them back-to-back wins over Zion and Odyssey, but I don't know.
But I think
you kind of have to run with these guys.
They might run with Havoc because of how over Havoc is. Like,
they are really over. Yeah.
I'm just trying to say I don't think you can be shocked that Havoc retains.
Because then you have them at 1-on-1, at 1-1 basically, and then
Zion
you can
and
run
Odyssey
this back.
seem to be more regulars than
Talos, yeah.
So.
We should check if any of these guys are booked anywhere else. So maybe it's figure out the spoiler.
And then of course the New Year's Battle Royale. Now this Battle Royale top name. And then we go to January 3rd for a 6-man tag match: Rising Hayato, Dan Tamura, Shota Kofuji versus Yuko Miyamoto, Fuminori Abe, and Seiko Tachibana. That's a good match. And we got Musashi Seki Yoshioka and Ryo Inoue versus Hokuto Omori, Arashi, and Kumarashi and Cyrus. We got Zion, Odyssey, and Go Shiozaki versus Hideki Suzuki, Kengo Mishimo, and Hikaru Sato. Havoc's getting their heat back if they lose on that match. We've got a 6-man tag team match: Kento Miyahara, Jun Saito, and Ryuki Honda versus the Titans of Calamity and Yuma Anzai. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if that's another spoiler.
I mean, you know what I would also be into? A Kento and Honda tag team.
Yes.
And then they go against Ren Ayabe and Talos if they win the titles.
Yeah. And then Gaora TV Championship, Shotaro Shino versus Daisuke Sekimoto.
I mean, that should be pretty good.
Yeah. Just keep it on Shino, I hope. Look, Sekimoto at this point, you're getting a regular paycheck that's not Big Japan.
Be happy with it.
You'll probably end up a tag team champion at some point, which would be a better
that one I could see.
Yeah. And then, of course, and
unfortunately, the show ends.
Well, yeah. So I don't know. I'm assuming the junior title is going to.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Which is also interesting that they didn't do it on the 2nd.
Oh, you mean because they generally do the battle royal as the main event of that one.
Yeah. I would have put the tag titles here on the 3rd.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of shows me they thought this would be kind of a big deal of them bringing in Kurama.
Oh, they blew this one.
Yeah.
God, what do you have to say for yourself? Everyone loves you, but
Yeah, maybe there were reasons why all of the Noah people seemed to be very happy Go Shiozaki was gone.
I wonder if he was asking to bring him back.
I mean, I don't think that was the only reason, but I feel like that might have been one of the things he was advocating for, just given how quickly they booked this guy after they brought him Go. He might have been asking to book him on limit break shows under the mask.
So Paul, before we go, do you want to just give him your path of greatness in Japan?
Yes. Wait, I have Puvotra here somewhere. There we go. So I am arriving on the 28th of December. Don't think there's really going to be anything I will be able to go to then because my flight lands pretty late. So, but then on the 29th, first show I'm going to is actually Stardom in Sumo Hall. It's a pretty good one to start out with. On the 30th, I am going to Great in Shinjuku Face, a show where a whole 2 matches have been announced for it so far. One of which is TJP versus El Lindemann for the title. I mean, that should at least be good. Then on the 31st, obviously, it's the All Japan show. And I am still thinking about Big Japan has a deathmatch tournament show in Korakuen. The problem is it overlaps with start dates because the All Japan show starts at 2 p.m. and then the Big Japan show starts at 5:15 p.m. So realistically speaking, not going to be able to make it in time before the Big Japan show starts. But like the semi-main event of that show is Jun Kasai versus Kamitani in like a light tube death match. And I mean, that should be sick. I am legitimately thinking if I should just go to Korakuen and just buy a ticket halfway through the show just to watch that match. But I'm going to see what I feel like, basically. January 1st, it's the Noah Budokan show, obviously. January 2nd, as I said, I haven't decided yet. It's either going to be Noah in Shinjuku Face or Big Japan at Korakuen Hall. And then on the 3rd, I am going to the Marigold show because, I actually like the show on the 3rd more, or All Japan show on the 3rd more than the one on the 2nd. But yeah, I don't want to go to a show main evented by Kurama. Then after that, on the 4th, it's Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo Dome, which I don't know if I like the card or not, but it's going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be like a massive audience, so I'm looking forward to that. Then I'm going to be traveling around for a bit, but I will go to a Dragon Gate show in Kobe, as well as I'm going to a Kyushu Pro show as well, because that actually lines up with me being in Fukuoka.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm really interested, like how that one's gonna go, because I think it's like a smaller show of theirs as well. Then I'm gonna I'm actually back in Tokyo on the 16th, where there is a bunch of stuff that I might be interested in. I haven't decided yet. Like, there is a Basara show in Shinkiba. Like, I might do that. I haven't decided. But then also on the 17th, there is what was there again? On the 17th. Oh yeah, there's the 01 show also in Shinkiba.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. See myself some live Hayabusa. On the 18th, there's going to be a Dragon Gate show in Korakuen Hall, and an All Japan show in Shinkiba. Though that might sell out. I'm gonna hope it doesn't sell out until I'm like in Japan, and I'm just gonna buy a ticket at like the New Year's show.
Well, you could see. I suppose you could wait and see who All Japan decides to keep using.
Booking for that one, yeah. Actually, maybe that's a better solution. We'll see.
Well, no, you could wait and see. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, so then I'm back. I'm kind of gonna be out of Japan for a little bit, and then, but however, I will be back to again watch like Big Japan and Korakuen, as well as there's like Unagi Sayaka show, produced show in Korakuen, and I'm still going to be there for that, and also a New Japan show in Korakuen as well. I think that might be. It's like the last show of the trip is either going to be that, or Freedoms in Tokyo Square, which would be a chance to go to Tokyo Square, which I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait to see like what cards look like for both of these shows before deciding. But yeah, lots of shows, long trip as well. Like I'm not back in Europe until the 2nd of February.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a while.
Well, okay.
I miss all of the like Monday Magic shows though.
Oh, you do? That would be cool to experience, I suppose.
It would have been cool. Like they're not nearly as good as they used to be anymore. But I think that still would have been cool to at least go to one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I will probably be back as soon as we get through those shows. I admit I have not reached out to any possible guests yet, but I've been thinking about it. So we'll have someone to do on these shows probably. And Paul, have a safe trip and everything like that. And everyone else, enjoy their holidays and have a happy New Year. Take care. Bye.
My name is Tyler Fornes, and I am one of the co-hosts of the Good, the Bad, and the Hungy AEW podcast here on the Voice of Wrestling Podcasting Network. We take a broad scope approach to the world of All Elite Wrestling and the entire universe of Tony Khan. We talk about the big matches, the big stars, the promos, the storylines, And we also look at it from a big picture perspective. How are things going to change over the course of the next 10 years with AEW still in the picture? How are companies like WWE going to adapt and adjust to AEW? Are they going to be a similar way like they did with WCW in the late 1990s? Will there be a counterpunch? We talk about all of that and more on The Good, the Bad, and the Hungy every week on the Voices of Wrestling Network.
Hello, do you like New Japan Pro Wrestling? Are you a Shin Nihon freak? If so, check out the Super J-Cast with Joel and Damon on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network.
And even if you fucking hate New Japan Pro Wrestling, listen to the Super J-Cast anyway. Not just for our great show reviews, analysis, and pastrami sandwiches, but there's also usually some dick jokes somewhere in the obligatory opening 30 minutes of absolute nonsense we chat about every single week. That's the Super J-Cast for all the best talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling, crisps, and pornography.